Hi everyone, it's 8:15 on a Thursday night. It's time for GG Gaming Gone Mad. Gary Lentin and myself are going to be having a look at the weekend sport from a betting angle, of course. Well, if you are new to our channel, do go down below and hit the subscribe button. And also in the link below, a couple of useful links, including how to open an account at GGGaming.bet. You can click on that and go straight through to the website. Well, talking of GG Gaming, we've got Gary Lentin on the line. Gary, good to see you.
Brent, hello, my mate. Always lucky to see you, buddy. So let's just do that. Once you're giving people a lesson there, how to open an account. It's not something we had planned before the shot. Now you're going to kick off with that. Let's do this. Anybody new that's watching the show that opens an account before Saturday midday, lunch, 12 o'clock on Saturday, and they deposit anything up to 5,000 Rand, we'll match them with a free bet of 5,000 Rand. They can split the free bet up however they want, Brent.
Okay, they don't have to have it in one shot.
No, not at all. However they want, you know.
Excellent. That's a great offer. So for all the guys, a lot of the guys, we've got regulars on here, but any new guys who are watching the show, they can be watching it afterwards because you've got until Saturday midday. And then obviously if they open an account, they can perhaps just email. Should we say they can email me?
Email you is fine. So they get all the normal base sign-on bonuses and everything, plus an additional 5,000, Brent.
Okay,
so
excellent.
It's not exclusive 5,000. Everything that we've got plus another 5. And they don't have to open for 5. They can open for 400. We'll give them 400, whatever their number is, you know?
Yes, 100%. Cool. What I'll do is my email is brent@goodforthegame.co.za. I am going to type it in the live comments now. We're on Facebook and YouTube, so we may have a few Facebook people. I haven't really started marketing that. Excuse the capital letters. I had my caps lock on, but I'm going to bring that up now. That is my email address, brent@goodforthegame.co.za. And if you do open an account before midday on Saturday, email me and we can organize you that bonus. Here's an interesting one for you, Gary. Hendrik Swart saying, can he open a new account? I'm guessing the answer to that is a firm no.
He can. He just got to send us back the money he's won on his old account.
Excellent. Well, welcome to the guys on the live chat. And Gary, we got quite a weekend of sport to look forward to, but I just want to touch on one of the big events from last week. I woke up just in time to watch the big heavyweight fight between Wilder and Fury. And I'm not mistaken, you fancied Wilder for that one, and I got to tell you, I did too. But what a boxing lesson that Fury dished out to him.
Look, had I known that the guy couldn't carry a robe around his back and still have a fight on the same night, I would never have fancied the I mean, he's complaining that his clothes weigh 40 pounds. My normal, if it's raining here, I'll put on a jacket that weighs 40 pounds. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's one of the worst excuses I've heard in the history of boxing, that his walk-in outfit, let's call it, was too heavy for him. I mean, he'd obviously put it on before. That thing was made to fit, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And, you know, he was a good world champion with 10 defenses and undefeated for a long, long time. And, you know, I think he needs to learn. I think that every single champion needs to learn the humility that came with Anthony Joshua's guarding that he got from Ruiz. You know what I'm saying, Brent? He never came out with a single excuse. You know what I'm saying? He never ever made one excuse for what happened. It's just my office calling me. I hope they can hear me. They must just send me a WhatsApp because I'm doing the show now, or they must just get hold of Dave. But you know, this guy's coming out now with excuses about that. That's poor. You know what I mean? He's been a world champion and he should have a little bit more sort of class than that. He got soundly beaten from the first bell. He never won 10 seconds of that fight. You know what I'm saying? Fury just dominated from the word go. And he did everything that a heavier guy should do in a boxing fight and with longer reach, you know? And it was one of the most one-sided fights I've seen. And, you know, they can blame the towel being thrown in. You know, the fact of the matter is, that towel being thrown in gives Wilder a chance to fight another day, Brent? And I think that had the towel not come in there, I'm not sure that would have happened. I'm not saying he would have been killed or anything, you know, but he had already taken a harding and it was enough. He was never coming back to win that fight. So good luck to Fury. I think that he's good for the heavyweight division, isn't he, Brent? He's got a personality. What a personality.
I mean what about when you had the crowd singing afterwards, Gary? I mean, have you ever seen anything like that in your life? It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, he was very good. He's great. And, good luck to him. I mean, there's a guy that I know we've read it all and everything. But the fact is, I just want to reiterate, he gives us all the belief that you've always got another chance, Brent. I mean, he's a guy that had everything. He beat Klitschko when nobody else could stand in the ring with Klitschko. And then he lost it all. You know what I'm saying? Without even throwing another punch, you know? he lost everything he had spent his life building. You know what I'm saying? Through drugs and alcohol. I'm not suggesting for 1 second people go down that route just to build themselves up again. But, yeah, he threw away everything. And, he rose from the absolute. He'd gone. They took away his title. They took away his license. He never had a boxing license, Brent. He wasn't entitled to climb into. He wasn't entitled to go into a gym and train in a boxing ring in a professional environment. And I mean, Gary came back, and he's great. Good for him. I think he's the public's champion, isn't he, Brent? I think that a lot of people identify with him, and he doesn't have the six-pack of Joshua, and he doesn't have the biceps of Wilder. But he's got a lot of other attributes, and I think he's great. And I mean, unfortunately, it looks like there's going to be a rematch. And I think that I don't think that's right.
I tend to agree with you there. I think the better for him to fight Joshua, eh?
Definitely. And if I was Wilder, that's what I would like them to do as well. You know what I'm saying, Brent? Let the two of them go and fight each other, right? Take another 6 months off. He needs it. He got a hiding. He does need to, recover and, decide what he's going to do with his team. He's got an assistant manager that threw in the towel. He's got a lot of thinking to do. So, for me, if I was him, just sit back, try to get a contract where you're guaranteed to fight the winner of Fury and Joshua, and hope that they get involved in a 12-round real war. And they smash each other to pieces, and you come around 4 months later and pick up the scraps. You know what I'm saying, Brent? That makes more sense. But you don't think a guy like Wilder, and I don't know him, I've never seen him in my life, obviously, other than on TV. You don't think that he's going to have that logic and that people will tell him that. But, he's going to have a lot of pride that was hurt, that he's going to want to step back in the ring. And I think that, to be honest with you, how's he going to beat Fury? Obviously things have puncher, but didn't look like he could land a punch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to me, the only way he can beat Fury is if Fury, for some reason, steps off the gas and doesn't train properly for the fight. I never think Gary could see winning his heavyweight title against Michael Dokes, and Gary's pants were falling down. He had those famous green, delightful green pants that he wore, and he was in such good shape he could barely keep the pants up. And then he fought a few months later, I think it was against Greg Page at Sun City, and he had a belly a little bit like mine sticking out there. And he was a totally different fighter. And for me, that's the only way he could beat him. I think Fury proved he's the better fighter there. I want to say one thing about both men before we move on, Gary. I watched Fury, the punch that put Fury down in the first bout, and I cannot believe he got up from that. And I will say one thing about Wilder. He was totally well beaten, but hell, he took some punishment, and he kept on coming. And there's no doubt, I agree with you, he was losing that fight. There's no doubt about it. And I've got no doubt it wouldn't have gone more than maybe another 3 minutes or something like that at most. But credit to both guys because they flip and take punishment, eh?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm battling to hear you, Brent. You're coming and going.
Sure, but it must be. I'll tell you what, while you talk about the first game, Highlanders Reds, I'm going to switch over to another connection. There's something wrong with my Wi-Fi at the moment, Gary. So if you're struggling, the other guys might be as well. So I'm going to switch over. You chat about Highlanders Rebels, sorry. That's fine. I mean, I just wanted to say one thing, Brent. Let me just run a quick competition here, just for 100 Rand. You know what I mean? Just 100 Rand. The first guy that gets it, and I think that somebody will get it very quickly. If they can tell me what Kerry Coetzee dog's name was, right? And he often used to mention dogs in his after fight interviews. If somebody can just put it up there and everything, I'll give them a quick yes or no. I just want to see what the office wants. Hold on a sec. That's so yeah, if anybody can put it up, I'll see straight away if anybody wins it. I can't see the results there, so maybe we can't do that as well because of your wireless. But the boys on the live chat are saying that they can hear me okay, so it might just be a problem between our connections. So
can't hear a word, Brent.
You're struggling to hear. Okay. Let me take the headphones out and see if it makes a difference. Any better, Gary?
No, not really. Looks like, I don't know, no. You sort of come and go and you hear a word and you don't hear a word. And like I said, nobody's put up the name of Kerry Coetzee's dog, even if they didn't know it.
Here we go, Holden. Harry.
No, but I'll tell you this, she was definitely a bitch. There's no doubt about it by her name, okay? There you go. Donnie Du Toit wins 100. Very good. You know what I'm saying? That was her name. Let me ask you, Donnie, do you remember what type of dog she was? I'd like to see if you remember. I mean, I could be wrong with that. Wendy, I know was right. Piers can hear us both. That's excellent. Right. So then, Brent, I'll sort of just battle through with what I think you.
No, that's
got
fine.
On the arms, it looks like you got a shirt. and then it looks like you've got, okay, you're sure. I thought that the color was your flesh there, and then the white of something else. But yeah, so just to kick off with the Super Rugby, of the, you know what I mean, another Australia-New Zealand sort of match, which I think, as a rule, has limited sort of interest for South Africans from what we've seen so far. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she was a spaniel or a sausage dog, one of the two, Donnie. But anyway, you definitely pick up the 100. Well done there. So, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, there are two sides that are struggling this season. That is a fact. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I mean, what's the spread? About 11.5, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I haven't checked your site since we've been on here, but it was 13.5. I think it opened at 11.5. Generally moved to 13.5. I do have your website open, so while we're talking, I'll quickly go and have a look at that. But sorry, carry on, Gary.
So I'm really answering. So basically, I think that it's a type of market that anything between 10.5 and 15.5 is a tough spread. You know, I think, you know, I'm not sure where this game's going to go. It's definitely not a game where I'm going to be betting. I don't know if you or any of the guys out there have got some, you know, strong tips, but from my side, I'm going to let the punters choose on this game, my Brent. And, you know, it might be one worth watching and seeing where it goes. I know, what does he say? I can read. That still says shit. You're not allowed to say that online. Right? You can say fuck, but not shit. But yeah, they really are 4 bad sides this weekend. You know what I mean? And their position in the log just tells you that they are. And I mean, the best of the bunch are probably the Highlanders, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I'm not having a bet in this game. Anything you like, Brent?
No, also nothing much. Gary, I went to the Good for the Game preview. I went Ash Dixon to score the first try at 18-1. He's the hooker for the Highlanders. And I went Ash Dixon, anytime try scorer, I think at around the 2-1 mark. I found, you know, the hookers score a lot of tries these days in Super Rugby. And so that's what I've got in this game. But no real strong fancies. Do you want to run a comp on this one?
Well, I mean, you've given the guys an answer, but it doesn't matter. Just in case in the unlikely event that you are wrong, let's give 500 Rand for the person that gets the first try scorer. And they're welcome to follow your tip, obviously, Brent. You know what I'm saying? We'll chop it up if there's more than... If there's 2 winners, we'll give them each 500. If there's more than 2 winners, we'll just divide it the 1,000. If there's 1 winner, we give 500. If there's 2 winners, we give 500 each. If there's 3 winners or more, we'll divide 1,000 by the amount of winners. So it's a 500 or 1,000 prize, depending on how many guys win it. So just the first try scorer. You don't have to, obviously, we'll know what team he plays for, and you don't have to tell us where or when. Okay,
100%. Is my sound any better to you, Gary? You still battling?
Well, it doesn't sound any better. I can hear you perfectly. I've actually preferred it when I couldn't hear you in the breakup sound. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? I do get you perfectly now, clear.
The quality's improved, but the quality's improved, but the sound's no better, basically.
Exactly. You know what I mean? But otherwise.
Excellent. Just putting some of the selections up here. Number 9 from the Highlanders. First try, Jonah Nareki. That's from Donnie de Toy. Henrik went Korobetti. So, okay, guys, list your first try scorer there. As Gary said, potentially 2 500 Rand vouchers up for grabs if we do get to the same. And after that, we start splitting it. Let's go on to the next game. Henrik already suggested we don't have the strongest teams playing on Friday, Gary. It's the Waratahs up against the Lions. This was an interesting one. I think I kept this game around about 6.5 Waratahs favourites. If I'm not mistaken, you guys came out more in favour of the Lions or somewhere closer to choice. Can you remember?
Yeah, I think it was, Brent. It was that way. And your sound's going bad again, by the way. But, you know, I have a fairly strong feeling about this game. And I know that they've been poor. Hello, Nico. Have you recovered from last night? If I tell you, Nico was leaving messages on my phone last night, right?
Yes.
He was before the cricket. I'd hate to know what condition he was in after the cricket. I'm happy to see that he's alive. Never mind. He must have a headache, that's for sure. But hello, Nico. But yeah, so Brent, I'm fairly confident that the Waratahs, you see, I just don't like the Lions, and I just keep looking at that side and thinking, you know what I mean, that they've got very little, you know. So I'm quite strong on the Waratahs here. I must be perfectly honest. I think, you know, the Waratahs still got some quality players. Yes, they haven't delivered so far this season. We know that, you know what I mean. I think, you know, I don't think they haven't won a game yet. They haven't really, you know, but this is an opportunity for them, and it's a big opportunity for them. And I think that my whole theory was that the Lions are going to battle on tour, and I think they'll start off battling. You know what I mean? This is they're just not a good side, and I think they're going to get beaten quite comfortably. I think that if you back the Waratahs, I mean, obviously we can be wrong, but I don't think you're going to have much to sweat about. What do you think, Brent?
I agree with you there, Gary. And I see on your site now, Waratahs -4.5. So I'd have to agree with you there. Waratahs on the minus. I think I went for a close game in the preview, but I was also battling with this. I must say, none of the Friday games are really fancy. But the more I think about it, the more I find myself leaning towards the Waratahs as well. And I think it'll be a high-scoring game, Gary. I just want to see if the points lines are up yet.
I think it will be. We haven't got it, but I agree with you that it will be a high-scoring game, Brent. I think that that often happens in these games where they're poor sides. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what happens. I mean, it's an average game, but let's go for we got to have a bet, whether they're good sides or bad sides. You can still want to lose money, so you know what I mean. At the end of the day, we still got to give the guys a chance. Let's go. Okay, we both think they're going to be a lot of points. Let's just go total points, Brent. Total points for 500 Rand.
Okay, and the guys
I just want to say something. Every week we promise that we're going to have a pick six the following week, and every time we come online on Thursday, we think, shit, we never did it. And let's just say that we are going to do it this week coming up, and next week there is going to be a 50,000 Rand. There is going to be a 50,000 Rand pick six up for grabs, But remember something. I mean, I know that it's all a little bit pie in the skies because you would have had to wager your 50,000 Rand, but there are some of the guys that have wagered close to that. So it doesn't matter. Even if you wager 20 grand and you pick that up, that would be great. But there is going to be a pick six next week. And at the end of the season, there is going to be a tournament where we guaranteed we're going to give it away. So we may not give away the 20 or the 50 this week, but at the end of the tournament, at the end of the Super Rugby, we will have a week where we give away 50 or 100,000 Rand. And what we'll do there is we'll say whatever the guys have punted throughout Super Rugby will count towards their prize, Brent.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We'll reward the loyalty of the guys who are punting Super Rugby as well. Gary, just a quick one. We're saying total points. What are we going to give the guys? 3 points? What sort of margin are we going to give them?
Yeah, let's give them 4 points, Brent. Let's give them 4 points.
Excellent. Well, some of the picks coming in, and we'll run through that quickly. Hendricks going 65, looking for a high scorer. Gerard Wursthuizen, he's going 72. Darnie 61. Kevin 57. So the boys are all expecting quite a high one. I'm actually expecting Oracle to suddenly pop in with like a 31 or something here, Gary. And I must just point out, remember last week we had the shirt numbers in the Stormers game, and you asked Oracle to pick. You asked him to pick if it was going to be on the nose for 1,500 or 2,000, or if it was going to be within 5 or 500, and he went for the 500. He actually got bloody close to nailing it on the nose. I think he got 27 and it finished on 31. He almost got it.
Oh, wow. Okay, we'll give him another chance with shirt numbers with the Stormers game again. You know what I'm saying?
Excellent. Yeah, we'll come on to that one now. So that's the Waratahs against the Lions. Let's move on to the Hurricanes Sunwolves on Saturday morning. While I'm talking to you, I'm just popping onto the GG Gaming site and have a look. Because this Gary, was one. I mean, I know you and I were actually quite close with the handicap. I started at 33.5. I think you started at -30.5 Hurricanes. And I see it's come in between us now, 32.5, 8-10 the Hurricanes. But these games aren't easy to cap.
I've lost you again there, but I believe you obviously on the game with the Sunwolves where we are 33.5. They've made a lot of changes and everything, Brent. And I mean, I don't know whether that's good or bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how big their squad is and who they're replacing or if they were even resting people the week before. I know very little about them. I don't ever follow them and everything, but they were absolutely abysmal last week. You know what I mean? They never looked like stopping a try. Every time their defense was nowhere. I don't expect any changes this week. And I think, you get frightened of these big spreads, you know what I mean? And 33 does look like a lot, But, I'll be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they lose by another 50 this week, Brent. That's the truth. And I think they're going to really have to pull out all the stops and make a huge improvement. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you get yourself up from getting a harding like that the next week, you know what I mean, and come back and stop it. So, personally, for my money, I think that 33 might be a shade on the light side.
Yeah, I'm with you there. And I see there has been a little bit of money. I think the Hurricanes on your site are 8-10. So suggesting that there's money coming for the Canes. And I agree with you there. I'd far rather be on the minus than the plus. I think if you're on the plus here, you're going to sweat all the way through for the 80 minutes. There's no doubt about that. I think Hurricanes on the minus. What competition do you want to run on this one, Gary?
I really can't hear a word, Brent.
Okay, let me try. We're battling. Yeah, I'm going to
you're back.
Oh, back. Oh, it's right. Okay, what competition do you want to run on this one?
No, you're gone again.
I'm going to communicate.
Yeah, You got to communicate by putting in Braille. Okay.
There we go. I'm communicating by writing.
As a competition, what we're going to do in the Sunwolves game.
Yes.
That's what you people thumbs up. Yeah. Okay, so let's go there let's go for time of the first try, and which team scores it.
Right, time of first try.
And we give them 3 minutes to get that right, eh, Brent?
3 minutes, excellent. And I'm sure we're going to get plenty of support for the Hurricanes on that one. Okay, well, let's move on to the next game, which is the Reds v the Sharks. And I'll bring that up for Gary on there.
Okay, so I think you said Red Sharks. I think I got a sneaky feeling that the Sharks going to get beaten, eh, Brent? I don't know why. I just don't know if they can just keep producing week in and week out. And I thought they were quite impressive last week. You know what I'm saying? But can they do it again this week? I'm not sure about that. I think that it's becoming a longish tour for them now. They've been away for a while. I'm just, like I said, I'm not sure. I'm just starting to move towards the Sharks getting beaten.
Right, and let me just have a look at the betting there on that one. I think it was about a choice game, this one, but let me just have a quick look. And there's not much in it here, hey? 9 to 10 the pair.
I can't hear you there, but yeah, it is close all around the world, you know what I'm saying? I don't think this isn't the game. I think we're talking about the try scorer was in the game before, who was going to score the first try and when it was. We're going to run a different competition for the Sharks game. The Sharks game, let's go for time of the first yellow card. Which team gets it? If you get, and let's do that for 750 and give the guys 4 minutes to get that right. Which team gets the first yellow card? When it will happen, you got 4 minutes to get it right for 750.
4 minutes and we'll do 750 there. Okay, excellent. I know Donnie Toy's been in cracking form. So we got those coming. So we want time of first yellow, which team gets it, and that's got to be within 4 minutes for 750. Moving on to the next game, and I'll put it up here, Gary. It's the Stormers against the Blues. You got me again. Stormers Blues.
This is a proper rugby game. I think this is a much bigger test of the Stormers than other people think. I'm not saying that I don't think they win. I do. I'm a fan of the Stormers. But this is going to be a real test for them, I think, Brent. I think that it's a good Blue side. You know what I mean? They're going to run at them. They're going to attack them. They never gave up for 1 second against the Bulls. You know, the Bulls will be kicking themselves for losing that game. You know what I mean? Going into the 80th minute, they get awarded a penalty. You know what I mean? The guy kicks it out and touch. You know what I mean? On the Blues 25, they really had to just stay out of trouble and not hand over possession for the last sort of 40 seconds. And they weren't able to do that, the Bulls. But the Blues never gave up for 1 second. You have to give them credit, Brent. And I thought that would be a tough game for them at altitude and everything. And they fought right till the death when we thought they would be tiring, and they came away with the result. And I think that I don't know what's happening with the screen here. There you go. Very fancy. I think 8.5 is a lot of points for the Stormers to cover against the reasonable Blue side. I really think so. You know, I'm not really a plus type of guy, but I think that's truth. I think that's going to be a tough game there for the Stormers. I think that if you offer the Stormers now a 1 point win with no bonus points, they grab it and run away. You know what I'm saying, Brent? I don't think they're looking at this and targeting this game as something where they're going to smash the Blue side. So, yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I've had a look at this game. I actually was leaning towards the Stormers. I just feel their defense is going to be strong for the Blues. But I'll probably be following Henrik on this game, Gary, and going unders. I know Henrik's a big unders player at Newlands. Obviously, we don't know yet what the points line will be. But I'm imagining we're going to be looking at somewhere around 47, 48.5 points. And I'll probably be coming unders there because I think the Blues are going to throw everything at them. But I really do rate the Stormers' defense.
Right. Okay. And we're going to do the shirt numbers here. Am I right, Brent? I'm losing you again, but we're going to do shirt numbers here. Yes,
shirt numbers. And Oracle's actually put up there 33. That's his prediction. And are we going to ask him if he's going to go on the nose or within 5?
So on the nose for 2,000 or within 5 for 500, Oracle? Which way you want to go?
Right,
He'll come
Oracle
back
will.
just with that.
Yeah, let's have a
I
look
think
here. Just getting a few of the other shirt number bets in. Stormers against Blues, shirt numbers 43. Oracle says, look at this. On the nose.
There, perfect. There we go. 2,000. You know what I'm saying? And for showing a little bit of guts, Oracle, we're going to just add a little bit of a cherry to that. And it's 2,000 on the nose. And if you get it within a point, we're still going to give 500 rand. There you go. And he didn't even know that, Brent?
Excellent. Great stuff. In a point. So that applies to everybody across the board on this one. So everybody's playing. They've got to get it on the nose for 2,000.
Absolutely. And
Excellent.
the 500 rand for the second one, you know?
Great. Just looking at some of the picks coming in. Yeah, you can see Henrik, he's an unders player. Stormers v Blues shirts, he's going for 27. He's not expecting a lot of tries. Bruce Allen, on the other hand, is on a 54 there. So we got that, and that means we got one game left. I'm going to bring up the betting. It's the Bulls against the Jaguares. And let's have a look at the price there. I'll just bring that up quickly.
Another game that I think is going to be a tough game, Brent. You know, the Jaguares, this is an important game for them because they need to get a little momentum back. If I remember correctly, I think they go to Durban next week. They'll definitely see Durban next week as an opportunity with the Sharks coming back. You know what I'm saying, Brent? And them, you know what I mean, being in South Africa for their third week. But that's next week. We'll worry about that then. They will see this as a momentum gainer. Like I said, the Bulls must be sick about what happened in the last minute last week. So, sure, these are really tough games to call. I mean, for my money, I would back the Bulls plus 4.5 and the Jaguares outright. If you had to force me to do something, I think there's going to be a close game. I think it can go either way. I don't like the -4 of the Jaguares. I really don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you there. I actually like the Bulls on this one. The Bulls plus 4.5 at home. I just got a feeling they're going to grind out a result here. I'm not sure it's going to be the most attractive game. Gary, I don't know if you watched last week's game at Loftus, but the state of the pitch, okay, there'd been quite a bit of rain, but it was pulling up all over the place. So I think this could also be potentially an unders game, although normally I would be going overs with this sort of team. But what sort of comp?
Things have definitely changed in the capital. There's no doubt about that, Brent. That ground chat. You know, I look at these soccer grounds from around the world, and you know, they have this combination of AstroTurf and grass, and they put it all together, and it's like playing on a carpet. I don't know if it would work that well for rugby, but I mean, they have to start looking at things because some of these grounds are in atrocious condition, you know what I mean? And, you know, from the first scrum, they're just taking divots like my brother does on his practice swing on the first tee, you know what I'm saying? And
yes.
It's just not fair, I'm saying. So, and he does it on the second tee and on the first fairway, even sometimes take divots on the green, but I mean, that's okay, you know what I'm saying? He's not watching, so it's all right. Yeah, so let's go. We always do a kicking thing, Brent. I mean, you introduced me to this kicking thing. We go for total yardage again. But are we go both teams this time?
Yes,
Brent?
both
Total
together.
Yardage, and we'll give everybody. We'll go 600 rand, and you've got 16 meters. You've got 6 meters either way. Is that fair, Brent?
Yeah. So you've got so you got to be within. Yeah. So are we saying So they got to be effectively within 12, but 6 either side of the line. That's perfect. So yeah.
Correct.
Okay, that's fine. You've got to be within 12, and so 6 either side, and that is collective kicking meters. I will get the result of the official spread X. Let's have a look what Henrik is coming here with 160. Oracle expecting much more in terms of kicking, 333 meters on this one. So we got some nice variations here. It's a very exciting market to watch this, Gary, because a guy can kick it from the halfway line and he gets a 55-meter kick over, you know. So we've got a lot of variation.
And the guys like it. I mean, we can see how quickly the predictions come in, Brent. So let's do this. I want to have one other game, one other match for what it's going to be. We're going to give away 1,500 rand. So you have to take the Sunwolves game out of it, Brent.
Okay.
So excluding game, choose the team that will score the most points against the team that will score the least points. So in other words, you can go for Stormers against Bulls, whatever it is, right?
Yes.
If you get everybody that gets the team right, that scores the most points, we're going to draw to win the 500 rand. We'll draw it out. We're not going to split it. The team that scores the least points, we'll draw it out. Right? Again, somebody win 500 rand. And the points difference, they must give as well. So you've got to say Stormers to beat the Bulls, by 20 points. The person that gets it the closest with the difference as well will get 500 as well, Brent? I see the guys aren't rushing for this one.
Excellent. I think they're having to give it a bit of thought. So we'll just go through it again with the guys. We want to know which team's going to score the most points, which team's going to score the least points, and then the difference between the most and the least effectively. And we'll see who gets that right. And we discounting the Sunwolves game. So Hurricanes and Sunwolves, take it out, and we have a look at the other games. So let's see where they come through. As you said, they're not bounding in as quickly as those kicky meters there, Gary.
I'm hoping that our sound stopped working because my great idea went backwards there. You know what I'm saying?
No, here we go. I love the guys like Oracle who come in with one prediction at a time to really make it hard for the admin. But this is the way we'd like to see it answered. Most points Landers, least points Blues, difference 20. That's perfect. Brilliant. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, at least Neil's gone there. I thought Neil was going to do the show tonight, and he said he was busy. He did. He messaged me, and Neil could give us he said it's tax season or something like that. I don't know if he's running from SARS or if he works in that industry, but he said he had a hectic night. You know, he's definitely not running towards SARS, mate. I don't know what Neil does. Probably you would guess in that he's a tax lawyer or a tax accountant or whatever it is. But yeah, so I think we've given the guys a lot. We haven't discussed the cricket, you know what I'm saying, Brent? I think that South Africa, they laid down, you know what I mean, where they're going to be in the T20 World Cup, right? I mean, they pretty much said that they're going to be worse than they were in the World Cup, you know what I'm saying? I mean, what we've seen, my mind still boggles. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but my mind boggles that they win the first match by 107, right? They win the second match by 97 Australians. They lose the in-between game, chasing 160 odd, where Warner carries his bat for 20 overs. How does Warner carry his bat for 20 overs and they can't get 160? I won a lot of money on the game, so I'm not moaning. But that game just doesn't make any sense in my mind, how they lost that game, Australia. Anyway, they're much better than South Africa. The 50 overs starts on the weekend. I think it's on Sunday, and I just can't see South Africa winning a game. I think there's three. I'll tell you what I'm going to do actually, Brent. The third one I think is on the 7th of March. The third game is in Potchefstroom. Right. I know it sounds like a great thing, but I mean, going to those outside grounds can be a lot of fun and everything. I've got a few tickets in, I don't know if it's a box or a chalet, whatever they call it, but it's fully catered and it sounds like a lot of fun, Brent? So what I'm prepared to do is I'm prepared to give away 2 double tickets. Okay. All you have to do, thanks, Henry. I'll be honest with you, if he doesn't find himself incarcerated next week, I'll be surprised. He swears like a drunken sailor. He accuses cricketers of being crooks. No, I'm telling you, he's heading for a long period in the big house. But anybody there are 2 double tickets up for grabs in hospitality, whatever the best hospitality is in Potch. I shudder to think what that might be. But there you go. All you have to do is say who would be the leading run scorer in the you know what we'll do? The leading run scorer in the South African side for 2 tickets and the leading run scorer in the Australian side for 2 tickets. And if nobody wins it and they still want the tickets, they're welcome to send me a message and I'll give them to them if nobody does win it. Is that fair enough? So will this be on the first 2 games combined, the first 2 ODIs? Because there's going to be 2 before that, am I right? Or just on this first one?
On Sunday's game.
Okay, just on the weekend's game. Who's going to be the leading South African and the leading Australian? Yeah, correct. You know what I'm saying? And all you really need to do, extras do count in the South African team, Brent. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there is a chance that, you know what I mean, they're 4 or 5 wides by stock and, 5 ends up the highest run scorer. So extras are a batsman. No, we're only kidding. Extras won't be the top scorer, not even in the South African side, you know. But, there's something if the guys want to do something. It's flight. Yeah, the flight from Joburg to Potch is included, Nico? And only if you can get it on SAA. Brilliant. But what I will do, I'll tell you what I will do, Nico. Anybody flying, I'll get them a night at Empress Palace. They can stay at Empress Palace on the night of the 7th. You just got to find your way to Joburg, and that's that, Excellent. Sounds like a good deal. The boys coming in here. De Kock and Warner are proving popular. There you go. So if it's 2, what we'll do, guys, if there's more than 1 winner, we'll phone you both first or all of you first and say, are you keen to go? If the answer is yes, then we'll just draw it out or we'll give you both the tickets. We'll work it out, but we'll work it out in an amicable way, Excellent. Great stuff. Gary, then anything else that you wanted? Oh, sorry. I think I'm rude.
exactly 1% battery left here. If I disappear, it's not because I'm being rude or anything. It's just that, you know what I mean, I'm running short of battery up there on my iPad.
Okay, no problem. Well, then let's wrap it up, Gary, because I know you've also been battling to hear me a bit tonight. So anything else on the weekend? Any final thoughts from your side?
EPL, English Premier League, Bournemouth to beat Chelsea, save on the draw. Chelsea won't walk away from Bournemouth with 3 points, I guarantee it.
Excellent. That's Gary Lentin's tip on the EPL. Gary, thanks very much. And next week, we'll definitely put that pick six together.
Yeah, we need to talk about that on Monday. We'll definitely do it. Guys, jump into it, have a few bets, enjoy the sport, and we'll see you all on Thursday night. Brent, thanks for everything you do.
Excellent, Gary. Thanks very much. That was Gary Lentin from GG Gaming. Guys, just a reminder, we got the handicap rugby chat that matters. It's 9 o'clock. Henrik and the conductor will be joining me for that. And then we got at 10 o'clock, special show, Los Angeles Sevens. We got Son of a Punt joining. I've also got Sean Nicholas's calls as well. He unfortunately can't call in. He's busy moving house at the moment. But that will be, let's have a look. That's at 10 o'clock, the Los Angeles Sevens. So we'll see you in a few minutes. Guys, thanks very much. Enjoyed the show. Pity Gary struggled to hear me, but I'm pleased the rest of you could. And we'll see you for the handicap in just a few minutes' time. Thanks a lot.